Chosen one, somebody feels deeply messed up about turning against you because everything you said is now unfolding, and then some. Their mind is spiraling as reality confirms every warning you gave, detail by detail. They remember your words with painful clarity while watching their world crack in real time. You saw something in this person's life that made your spiritual antenna go up. Maybe it was a relationship developing. Maybe it was a toxic friend being defended. Maybe it was a whole group of people leading down a dark path. Whatever it was, you saw the danger clearly. Your intuition was screaming at you. Your discernment was sharp as a blade. You knew where this was heading, so you spoke up. You pulled this person aside and told the truth. You said, listen, this presence you're dealing with is not what it seems. This energy is dangerous. You're being manipulated. You're being set up. You need to get out now before you're too deep to escape. You laid it all out. The pattern, the red flags, the inevitable conclusion. If this path continued, you weren't guessing. You were prophesying. You were speaking from a place of genuine spiritual sight. God used your mouth to deliver a warning that could have saved this person from complete destruction. You told them about getting intertwined with a snake. You said this presence is going to trap you, control you, drain your resources, turn your own people against you, destroy your foundation, and then leave you with nothing. But nobody wanted to hear it. Their ego was too big. Their blindness was too deep. There was something this toxic presence was dangling like bait. Maybe it was excitement. Maybe it was validation. Maybe it was something that looked like opportunity. Whatever it was, they convinced themselves that you were wrong. They told themselves you couldn't see what they could see. They decided you were the problem, not the person you were warning them about. Some of you got an even worse response. This person didn't just dismiss your warning. They turned on you. They started painting you as jealous or controlling. They accused you of trying to sabotage their happiness. The manipulator had already gotten in their ear and poisoned their perception against you. So when you came with truth, they heard it as an attack, and they chose the liar over the truth-teller. That rejection hurt. I know it did, because you genuinely cared about this person. You weren't trying to control anyone. You were trying to save someone, but it couldn't be seen. So you had to step back. You had to let free will operate. You delivered the message you were supposed to deliver. What happened with it was on them. That moment of rejection was actually your liberation. You were being separated from someone who was about to go through hell. God was protecting you from getting dragged into disaster. The door that got closed in your face was actually a door opening to something better for you. But we'll get to that later. First, let me show you what's happening to this person right now. Everything you predicted is coming true. The toxic presence you warned about is showing their real face now. All that charm they used in the beginning, gone. All that sweetness and validation they offered, revealed as manipulation. This person is operating exactly the way you said they would. Controlling, possessive, draining, creating chaos everywhere they go. The person you warned is trapped now, and I mean genuinely trapped. This isn't just about being in a bad situation they could walk away from. There's something binding them to this toxic presence. Maybe it's financial entanglement. Maybe their living situations got combined. Maybe there's pregnancy involved. Maybe this manipulator has leverage they're using. Maybe it's just pure emotional manipulation and fear. Whatever it is, they feel like there's no way out, no way through. They're stuck watching everything you warned about unfold in real time, and their mind is getting absolutely blown. They're having revelation after revelation. They'll be in the middle of a fight with this person, and suddenly your voice pops into their head. Didn't I tell you this would happen? Didn't I say this person would turn on you? Didn't I warn you about isolation from everyone who actually cares? It's happening repeatedly. Multiple explosions are going off in their consciousness. Every day brings new confirmation that you were right about everything. They're remembering specific phrases you used, exact warnings you delivered. You told them to preserve themselves. You said keep your eyes wide open. You warned them about looking through their peripherals and seeing what's really there. You gave them divine warnings, point blank period, and they ignored every single one. Now those words echo like a prophecy that won't stop speaking. Some of you said this a while back. Some of you spoke it more recently. Doesn't matter. They remember it all now. Every word is coming back to them with crystal clarity. The worst part is they can't talk to you about it. They burned that bridge. They chose the snake over you. They might have even said terrible things to you or completely cut you off when you tried to warn them. So now they sit with this regret alone. They're processing the fact that they rejected the one person who actually saw clearly. They pushed away the one person who tried to save them, and that knowledge is eating them alive. That's a special kind of torture. Knowing all this pain could have been avoided if they had just trusted your wisdom. The toxic presence they're dealing with isn't satisfied with just controlling one person. This manipulator is going after their entire foundation, their family relationships, their friendships, their money, their stability, their peace of mind, everything. This person operates like a wrecking ball. Winning isn't enough. They want to destroy everything their victim has, so there's nowhere to run. This manipulator is bringing chaos that's about to burn down the entire tree. Family members are getting dragged in. People are falling out over this situation. The tree is burning and they're watching it happen, exactly as you said it would. You warned about this too. You said this person is going to isolate you. They'll turn people against you. They'll drain your resources. They'll create so much chaos you won't know which way is up. They'll cause loss after loss after loss. And that's exactly what's happening. The person you warned is watching their life fall apart piece by piece. Relationships they valued are being poisoned. People they trusted are being manipulated against them. Their money is disappearing. Their opportunities are vanishing. The foundation you said would crumble is crumbling right now. And the manipulator, they're having the time of their life. This is what they do. They find people with something good, and they destroy it. They get satisfaction from watching others suffer. They enjoy the power they have over someone else's life. The person you warned is finally seeing this. They're finally understanding that the charm was fake, the love was fake, the promises were fake. Everything was a calculated game to trap them and break them down. If these words stirred your consciousness, hype this video to help more chosen ones awaken to this. This toxic person who came into someone's life, they knew about you from the beginning. They saw the influence you had, the trust, the bond, the fact that this person actually listened to your guidance, and that threatened everything. Because manipulators can't operate when their victim has access to truth-tellers. When someone has a high priest or high priestess in their corner, it's hard to run game on them, so they developed a strategy against you specifically. They started planting seeds of doubt about you long before you ever gave your direct warning. Little comments here and there, subtle suggestions that maybe you weren't as wise as believed, maybe you were jealous of their happiness, maybe you wanted to control their life. This manipulator was turning their perception against you before you even knew there was a war happening. They were positioning themselves as the hero while painting you as the villain. When you finally delivered your warning, the groundwork was already laid. They had already been conditioned to doubt you, to see your concern as interference, to interpret your truth as hate, to view your prophecy as negativity. The manipulator made sure of that, because if they could separate you two, complete control would be possible. No more truth-teller in the way. No more high priestess speaking reality. No more intuitive voice warning about danger. And it worked. They chose the manipulator over you. They chose the snake over divine guidance. They took the bait and ran with it. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing to put yourself to the test. If you're still here, that means something. But talk is cheap. Real chosen ones take action. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity and repurposing it to serve divine justice. Lugauti is you don't even have to lift a finger. You put on the headphones, press play, and watch your enemies choke on the rope, their own lies created. If you're done consuming and ready to prove you're chosen, start your Destiny Engine trial today, risk-free, and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. But here's what this toxic presence didn't account for. They didn't realize who you are. They thought you were just another person they could slander and remove. They didn't understand that you're a chosen one, that you carry spiritual authority, that you're protected by forces bigger than any scheme. They thought destroying your reputation with this one person was a win. They didn't know they just activated their own karma. They didn't understand that when you come against someone operating in truth, divine justice gets involved. And divine justice doesn't play. Everything they tried against you is circling back now. As above, so below. That karma is coming. Every lie they told about you is being exposed. Every manipulation tactic they used is being revealed. Every game they played is backfiring. The spirit operating through this person thought it was slick. They thought they won. They thought they successfully removed the High Priestess from the picture. They were dead wrong, because you don't come against a chosen one without consequences. You don't attack someone operating under divine protection without facing correction. You don't try to destroy a truth-teller's reputation without that truth eventually proving itself. And that's exactly what's happening now. The manipulator is starting to feel it. Their control is slipping. People are seeing through the act. The mask is cracking. The lies are unraveling. And desperation is setting in. When manipulators start losing power, they escalate. They get more aggressive. They create more chaos. They become more destructive. They attack everyone around them, trying to maintain dominance. And that's exactly what's about to happen here. This person is about to go full scorched earth. They're going to create even more chaos. They're going to drag even more people into the mess. They're going to show their true colors in ways that can't be denied. And the person you warned is right in the blast zone, watching it all unfold, while remembering every warning you gave. This person wakes up thinking about you. They go to sleep thinking about you. They can't make it through a single day without your words replaying in their consciousness like a song they can't turn off. What they're experiencing is prophetic recall. This is when the mind keeps bringing up specific moments where you spoke truth to them, not vague memories, crystal clear flashbacks. They remember where they were standing when you said it, what you were wearing, the look on your face, the tone of your voice, the exact phrasing you used. And every time these memories surface, it hits them like a physical blow, because they're watching those exact predictions manifest in real time. You told this person isolation would happen from everyone who truly cares. Now sitting alone, realizing all real friends backed away because of the toxic energy brought into life. You said this manipulator would drain resources. Now looking at accounts, opportunities, stability, and watching it all disappear. You warned the foundation would crumble. Now experiencing loss after loss after loss, wondering how much more can be taken before everything collapses completely. But here's what's really destroying mentally. It's not just that you were right. It's that you were right with such precision that it can't be explained by luck or coincidence. You didn't give general warnings that could apply to any situation. You gave specific prophecies that are unfolding exactly as you described them. That level of accuracy is forcing confrontation with something that doesn't want to be faced, that you operate with genuine spiritual sight, that you're connected to something higher, that when you speak from that place of intuition, you're channeling truth that transcends normal human understanding. And that realization is breaking this person, because if it gets accepted that you were operating with divine guidance, then it has to be accepted that divine guidance got rejected. A messenger from God got turned away. Darkness got chosen when light was being offered. A snake got picked when an angel was trying to save. That's not just a mistake. That's a spiritual failure that carries weight nobody knows how to process. So there's being stuck in this mental loop, remembering your warnings, watching them come true, feeling the regret intensify, wanting to reach out, being paralyzed by shame. Then something else happens that you predicted, and the whole cycle starts again. It's torture, pure psychological torture created by the choice to reject wisdom. This manipulator thought everything was under control, thought you got successfully removed from the equation, thought operating could happen without anyone seeing true nature. Wrong on every count. The first crack in the facade happened when your person started questioning things, started noticing patterns, started remembering your warnings and seeing them manifest. The manipulator felt that shift. The doubt creeping in got sensed, and that's when more aggression started, more control, more chaos, because manipulators can't maintain grip when their victim starts waking up. But it's not just your person who's seeing clearly now. Other people in the circle are having the same awakening. Friends who believed the manipulator's lies about you are starting to compare notes. Family members who thought you were the problem are recognizing the real problem. The community that got fooled is putting pieces together, and every person who wakes up is another crack in the manipulator's foundation. This toxic presence is experiencing something probably never experienced before. Complete exposure, total loss of control, public humiliation. Reputation is being destroyed in real time, and there's nothing that can be done to stop it. Lying out of this isn't possible because too many people see the truth now. Manipulating back to power isn't possible because the tactics are known. Charming back into trust isn't possible because the mask has been ripped off for good. It's not random timing, it's divine timing. Everything had to unfold exactly as it did, so the exposure would be complete and undeniable. If this had been revealed earlier, talking out of it could have happened. But now there's too much evidence, too many witnesses, too many people who tried to defend and got burned. The exposure is total because the timing is perfect. Panic is happening, desperation, trying everything known to regain control, but nothing is working. And in that desperation, it's getting worse. More true nature showing, more chaos creating, proving everything you said about them with their own actions. Self-destruction is happening, and everyone is watching it unfold. There's something your person knows but can't articulate yet, something felt in the spirit but no words exist for. The knowing is there that turning against you wasn't just about choosing the wrong person. It was about turning against destiny, against growth, against elevation, because you weren't just warning about a toxic relationship. You were trying to protect the path that was supposed to be walked. You saw potential that couldn't be seen by this person. You recognized gifts that weren't ready to be acknowledged. You knew what could be become if the right path stayed. And the manipulator saw that too. That's why so much work went into separating you from this person, because as long as you were in the life speaking truth and calling higher, the manipulator couldn't keep someone small and controllable. So when your person chose the snake over you, it wasn't just your advice getting rejected. It was personal greatness getting rejected, turning away from purpose, settling for dysfunction when destiny was available. And on some level, this is known now. It can be felt. The weight of what got given up when you were pushed away. That's why the regret is so deep it's almost unbearable. This isn't just mourning a lost friendship or a broken connection. This is grieving the version of self that could have become if wisdom had been listened to, the life that could have been built if guidance had been trusted, the peace that could have been maintained if your value had been recognized. All of that is gone now. replaced with chaos, loss, and consequences that can't be escaped. And something else is starting to be understood too, that you didn't just see the danger in the toxic person, you saw the danger in personal patterns, the ego, the willingness to chase temporary excitement over lasting peace, the tendency to defend the wrong people and doubt the right ones. You saw all of it, and you tried to help break free from those patterns before they led to destruction, but readiness to hear that level of truth didn't exist, so you got rejected, and now living with the results of that rejection happens every single day, watching opportunities pass by, feeling stability slip away, experiencing the exact losses you warned about, and knowing with absolute certainty that it didn't have to be this way. Your vindication isn't just affecting the person who turned against you and the manipulator who tried to destroy you. It's impacting everyone who witnessed what happened, everyone who heard the lies, everyone who believed the manipulator's version of events, everyone who doubted you. Processing their own revelation is happening right now. Some of these people are feeling embarrassed. The manipulator got defended. The lies about you got believed, contributing to making you look like the villain might have even happened. Now watching everything you predicted come true and realizing the wrong side got chosen, participating in rejecting someone who was speaking truth happened, helping push away someone who was trying to help happened. And that knowledge is sitting heavy. Others are feeling angry, not at you, at themselves, because somewhere deep down, knowing you were right existed. Intuition was telling the same thing yours was, but it got ignored. Going along with the crowd happened. Social comfort got chosen over spiritual truth, and now being mad at themselves for being so weak is happening, so easily influenced, so quick to doubt someone operating in genuine discernment. Then there are the ones who are genuinely shocked. No idea existed. True belief that the manipulator was good and you were the problem. Now cognitive dissonance is being experienced. Everything thought to be known is being challenged. Entire perception is shifting, and that's uncomfortable, painful even, but necessary, because a valuable lesson about discernment is being learned, about the difference between charm and character, about how manipulators operate and how truth-tellers sound. All of these people are going to remember this. In the future, when a similar situation gets encountered, thinking about what happened here will happen. Remembering that the person everyone doubted was actually right will happen. That the warnings that sounded harsh were actually loving will be remembered. That the truth that felt uncomfortable was actually life-saving will be recalled. And maybe next time, listening to the chosen one in the room instead of the manipulator will happen. Your vindication is teaching a whole community something valuable. The ripple effect of this situation goes far beyond just you and the person who turned against you. Learning is happening, adjusting, growing, being forced to confront the tendency to value charm over truth, to choose comfort over wisdom, to reject prophetic voices because the message is hard to hear. Messages are being written that don't get sent, rehearsing phone calls that don't get made. The urge to reach out is overwhelming, but something keeps stopping at the last second. It's not just shame, though that's definitely part of it. It's also fear. Fear that you won't respond. Fear that exactly what doesn't want to be heard will get told. Fear that too much has been broken to ever be repaired. Fear that even if forgiveness happens, things could never be the same as before, and maybe most terrifying of all, fear that kindness and grace will be shown, and handling that level of mercy after what happened won't be known how to deal with. So sitting with phone in hand happens. Your contact pulled up, message typed out, just staring at it, finger hovering over the send button, heart racing, mind going back and forth between reasons to reach out and reasons to stay silent. And eventually, most of the time, the message gets deleted and the phone gets put down. But the urge doesn't go away. It just builds, gets stronger, more intense, more urgent, because every day that passes brings new confirmation that you were right. Every conversation with the manipulator that turns toxic, every loss that hits, every family member who gets dragged into drama, every friend who distances themselves, every bit of stability that crumbles, all of it is evidence piling up that you saw clearly when blindness existed, and that evidence is making the need to reach out almost physically painful. Wanting to hear your voice tell them it's going to be okay exists. Wanting your wisdom to guide out of this mess exists. Wanting your strength to lean on because personal strength is completely depleted. Wanting what you offered before exists. Protection, truth, genuine care, all the things that got taken for granted and thrown away when the manipulator got chosen over you. Even if reaching out never happens, the impact you had on this life is permanent. Your words are planted in consciousness forever. Your warnings will echo in decision-making from this point forward. Your prophecies manifesting exactly as you spoke them has fundamentally changed how intuition, discernment and spiritual sight get viewed. You've marked this person whether acknowledgement happens or not. Now let me shift focus to something happening inside you that you might not be fully aware of yet. This situation has transformed you in ways that go beyond just vindication. You're not the same person you were when you first delivered that warning. You've leveled up, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and you need to recognize that shift. When you first spoke truth to this person and rejection happened, that hurt. I know it did, because you genuinely cared. You weren't trying to control anyone's life, you were trying to save it. And watching someone choose destruction over your guidance was painful. You might have even questioned yourself for a moment, wondered if being too harsh happened, too direct, too intense, if maybe delivering the message differently should have happened. But now you know with absolute certainty that the problem wasn't your delivery, it was the reception. You spoke exactly what was supposed to be spoken. You delivered the message you were given to deliver. You operated in perfect alignment with your calling as a truth-teller. The rejection wasn't about you, it was about them, the ego, the blindness, the choice to value comfort over truth, and that knowledge has made you stronger, more confident in your discernment, more willing to speak truth even when it's not welcomed, more comfortable with the fact that being a chosen one means sometimes being rejected for delivering messages people don't want to hear. You understand now that your job is to be faithful to speak, not to make people listen. That's on them. You're also learning something crucial about your own power. Your words carry weight in the spiritual realm. When you speak from that place of genuine intuition, you're not just sharing opinions, you're declaring realities that will manifest. You're prophesying futures that will unfold. You're seeing with spiritual eyes what others can't see with natural ones. And the precision with which your warnings came true is confirmation that you're operating at a level most people never reach. This is expanding your understanding of who you are and what you carry. You're not just someone with good instincts. You're a seer, a prophet, a high priest or priestess operating with genuine spiritual authority. And the more you own that, the more powerful you become, not in an ego way, in a kingdom way, in an I know who I am, and I'm not going to shrink to make others comfortable way. The people gathering around you now recognize this. Your gift gets seen. What you bring gets valued. Not just tolerance of your gift happens, but celebration of it. Asking for your insight happens. Your discernment gets trusted. Your wisdom gets applied. And being surrounded by people who actually appreciate what you offer is healing the parts that were hurt by rejection. Everything you're seeing manifest right now, that's not the end of what you spoke. The prophecy is still unfolding. There are layers to what you declared that haven't fully materialized yet. More consequences coming, more exposure happening, more vindication arriving. The full manifestation of what you saw is still in progress. That manipulator who separated you from the person you warned, their downfall isn't complete yet. What you're witnessing now is just the beginning of their correction. Divine justice is thorough. It doesn't just address the surface. It goes deep. It roots out everything. It ensures the harvest matches every seed they planted. And they planted a lot of seeds of chaos, manipulation and destruction. The reaping is going to match that completely. The person's awakening is also still in process. They're seeing clearly now, but they haven't processed the full weight of what they lost yet. That realization is coming. When it hits, when they truly understand the magnitude of what they gave up by turning against you, the regret is going to reach a whole new level. Not because you need them to suffer more, but because truth reveals itself in layers, and they're still peeling back those layers. The community that witnessed everything is still adjusting their perception too. Your reputation isn't just being restored, it's being elevated. People aren't just realizing you were right. They're recognizing that you operate with a level of insight they need to pay attention to. Your voice is gaining authority. Your words are being valued. Your discernment is being sought after. Because nothing proves a prophet like prophecy fulfilled. And your elevation is still accelerating. The doors opening now are just the beginning. The connections forming are establishing networks that will support your next level. The resources flowing are preparation for what you're building. The clarity you're receiving about your purpose is aligning you with assignments bigger than what you've walked in before. Everything is expanding, and it's happening because you stayed true when compromise was possible. Let me end with the most important truth in this entire message. Everything that happened, everything that's unfolding, everything being revealed, none of it made you who you are. It revealed who you've always been. You are always a chosen one, always a truth teller, always someone who operates with genuine spiritual sight. This situation just proved it publicly. Your gift didn't emerge because rejection happened. Your power didn't develop because vindication came. Your authority didn't arise because prophecy came true. All of that was already in you, already part of your design, already operating in your life. This situation just made it undeniable to everyone watching. And that's important because some chosen ones shrink when rejection happens. They start doubting their gift. They question their discernment. They wonder if maybe their connection isn't as strong as they thought. But you can't afford that luxury. The world needs you operating in the fullness of who you are. People need access to your sight. Situations need your truth-telling. Destinies need your warnings. You can't let someone else's rejection make you smaller. Own who you are completely, without apology, without explanation, without trying to prove anything to anyone. You're a seer. When you speak from that place of spiritual connection, you're declaring realities that will manifest. Your words carry weight. Your warnings come true. Your prophecies unfold. That's not ego. That's fact. Proven fact. Demonstrated by everything currently manifesting in this person's life. And here's what you need to know about moving forward. This won't be the last time you give someone a warning that gets rejected. It won't be the last time someone chooses their ego over your wisdom. It won't be the last time a manipulator tries to separate you from someone you're trying to help. Because that's part of what it means to be a chosen one. You're going to see things others can't see, and sometimes they won't want to hear what you're seeing. But now you know what happens when your words manifest. You've watched prophecy unfold in real time. You've experienced divine vindication. You've seen how truth always reveals itself eventually. And that knowledge is going to make you even more powerful moving forward, even more confident in speaking what you see, even more willing to be rejected for truth than accepted for lies. Someone out there feels completely destroyed about turning against you. Their mind is blown by how accurate you were. Regret is crushing them under its weight. Everything you said is unfolding exactly as you spoke it. Everything you warned about is manifesting in real time. and there's nothing they can do to escape the consequences of rejecting divine guidance. But you're free, elevated, vindicated, walking in the fullness of your calling, surrounded by people who value you, operating with confidence in your gift, experiencing the favor that comes from staying true even when it costs you. The universe proved it has your back. Divine justice demonstrated itself on your behalf, and you're stepping into the next season stronger than you've ever been. This is your reality, chosen one. This is your moment. This is your vindication, not just for this situation, but for every time you've spoken truth and been doubted, every time you've warned someone and been rejected, every time you've seen clearly and been called crazy. All of it is being vindicated right now through this one powerful demonstration of prophecy fulfilled. That's the final word. That's your power, chosen one, and nobody can take it from you, not through rejection, not through lies, not through manipulation, not through anything, because what God put in you is permanent. What divine wisdom flows through you is unshakable, and what you speak from that place will always manifest exactly as declared. Own it completely.